Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings for Thursday, August the 30th. We have an 8-game main slate tonight. I'll be covering this 8-game main slate. Won't be talking about the 2-game early slate. So let's just look at the main slate. Look at our pitching options for today. 3 guys over 10K. You got J.A. Happ, Mike Foltynewicz, and Justin Verlander. Then we do have some good mid-tier plays. You got Rick Porcello, good matchup against the White Sox. Rich Hill, Herman Marquez gets to face the Padres outside of Coors. So definitely mid-tier plays, definitely studs. Not a lot of value I see. There's not really any cheap pitchers I really want to go to on the slate. You got some guys that are really cheap, but they're just not guys I really feel like playing, or I feel like I want to play today. So we'll mainly focus on the top tier and the mid-tier, talk about the pitchers I like. We'll go through the bats as well, talk about some stacks I like, and if you are interested in BVP, we will talk about some of the BVP plays on this slate. But before we do get started, guys, would really appreciate it if you would give the video a like, and if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe down below. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, let's look at pitcher today, talk about these studs. Justin Verlander is 12K, most expensive pitcher, and he's facing the Angels at home. I think Verlander is a fine option here today, but I feel like we are going to want to pay it for bats, and we're kind of going to want a lot of salary, or we're going to want to save as much salary as we can at pitcher. At 12K, given the matchup against the Angels, a team that really doesn't strike out much, I don't think Verlander's a necessity today. I think he is a good play. I will have exposure to him, but like I said, I don't think he's a necessity. Mike Foltynewicz against the Cubs, I just probably won't be going there. Just not a lot of strikeouts in that lineup. It's a Cubs team that's just really good offensively. Foltynewicz really scares me here. J. Happ, have a ton of interest in 10K versus the Tigers. Love J. Happ today. Especially if you're trying to save some salary, pay up for more expensive bats. Rather than playing Verlander at 12K, get those $2,000 savings, pay up for more expensive bats, and roll with a guy like J.A. Happ, who does have a good matchup today against the Tigers. This Tigers team is just really bad. It's a bad lineup. It's a lineup that has strikeouts in it. Happ's been great this year with the Yankees. He's been very consistent, especially for fantasy. Last 4 games, over 23 DraftKings points in all 4 games, 25, 24, 23, 27. Just been about as consistent as it gets. Happ has 30-point upside in this matchup. And taking those savings off of Verlander, something I will be doing a lot today. So really like J. Happ as my SP1. Porcello in tournaments. I think Porcello definitely a tournament play today against the White Sox, a team that we know strikes out a ton. I do like Porcello at 9,800. In cash games, I think I'd prefer J. Happ, especially with how consistent Happ has been. But Porcello does have upside in this matchup. Rich Hill, don't think I'd go there. I think I'd prefer Rick Porcello over Hill, so I don't have a ton of interest in Hill at 9,400. Herman Marquez, absolutely love here. 8,500 against the Padres. Feel like a lot of people are going to be on Marquez. He's probably going to be the most popular pitcher on the slate, but for good reason. The guy's been really good lately. Just been very consistent, been racking up strikeouts. Even in Coors, he's been pitching really well. Pitched 7 innings in Coors in his last start against the Cardinals. Only allowed 3 hits, no runs, got 9 strikeouts, 31 DraftKings points. It's a great spot for Marquez. He's facing a team that strikes out a ton. He's facing them in a good pitcher's park in Petco. Don't have any Vegas information on this game, but I would imagine the run total for the Padres is going to be really low, some like 3.5, 3.4. Just really like Marquez here. 8,500. You pair him with Happ. That still leaves you nearly 4K remaining for your bats. So I think it's going to be a pitching combo, Happ Marquez. This is going to be a combo that I roll out a lot today. But looking at some of the other pitchers, there really isn't a lot I love besides, like, once you get down from Marquez, Ray against the Dodgers definitely scares me. Andrew Heaney against the Astros. Just not a lot of guys down here I really want to play. Musgrove and Gant in that game would probably be the 2 guys I would consider, but they're definitely not like high upside plays, guys that I feel like have a ton of upside. I think you can get a lot of upside for a little bit more with a guy like Marquez. So really not a lot of value at pitcher I like. I'm really focused on the Porcello, Marquez range, and then obviously J. Happ. Verlander I think is a good play as well. Those are kind of the 4 guys I'm going to be really keying on today. So that's it for the pitchers. We'll go ahead and talk about some bats. Mentioned the expensive bats. We want to get some expensive bats in our lineups today. Not expensive bat at first base that I like. Actually a value play I like here. But Luke Voit, 3,900. If you're looking for some value at first base, really good play today in my opinion. Expected to bat 4th for the Yankees, who do have a 5.8 implied run total for today versus Liriano, who has just been absolutely terrible this year. Just not a good pitcher. Really struggles with righties. Aaron Hicks, Stanton, Andujar Voit, Torres, these guys are some of the top plays on the slate, in my opinion. Obviously, the Yankees, in my opinion, are the top stack as well. Liriano's just not a good pitcher. He's going into Yankee Stadium to face a team that's been struggling lately, but still has a ton of power in their lineup. And it's just a really good lineup in general, a lineup that has a lot of upside for fantasy. And Luke Voit at 3,900, really like him today. Probably one of the better value plays on the slate. Obviously, since I like the Yankees, I'm going to have interest in Stanton today. Stanton, just overall for me, is the top hitter on the slate versus a terrible lefty in Liriano. We know Giancarlo Stanton mashes lefties at home in Yankee Stadium, a great hitter's park. He should absolutely dominate here. Pretty likely he hits a home run. I know he's trying to get his 300th home run for his career. He's chasing that. It's a good chance he gets it today if he doesn't get it on Wednesday night. So love Stanton today. My favorite hitter on the slate. It's my favorite play on the slate overall. Going to have a ton of exposure to him. Even if I don't stack the Yankees in some lineups, I'll still play Stanton as a one-off just because the guy has double dong potential in this matchup. And then my final play, looking for some more value since we paid up for Stanton, kind of going to need a little cheap play. I do like the Red Sox today, another stack I really want to pay up for. Eduardo Nunez is a value play you can get from that lineup. He's only 3,700, really cheap. Expected to bat 6th for the Red Sox today, and they do have a 5.3 implied run total versus Lucas Giolito. This is a really good spot for the Red Sox as well. Giolito's been a guy I've been picking on a lot this year. It's worked out sometimes it hasn't worked out. But with how good this Red Sox lineup is, this is one of those spots where Giolito is probably going to struggle. So obviously Mookie Betts, Benintendi, Moreland, Martinez, these guys are great plays today. You can get some value with Nunez, with Ian Kinsler, both 3,700 if you need some value at those positions. Nunez is a guy I really like. I believe he's homered in 2 straight games, been hitting the ball really well lately. And even though I do prefer lefties versus Giolito, you can still take righties versus him. Just not a good pitcher in general. So these are my 5 plays for today, guys. Jay Happ, Herman Marquez, Luke Voit, Eduardo Nunez, and Giancarlo Stanton. Now we'll quickly go over some stacks that I like today. I've mentioned my top 2 stacks. It's the Yankees, it's the Red Sox. Those are the teams I'm going to have the most exposure to today. The Yankees, definitely number 1 for me. Red Sox, number 2. Then after that, it really thins out. There's not a lot of stacks I love. Not a lot of high totals besides those 2 teams. You got the Astros with a 4.9 implied run total versus Heaney. But Heaney's a pretty talented pitcher, not a guy I really stack against. Don't know if I want to go the Astros here. I feel like I'm just going to be loading up on Red Sox, loading up on Yankees. Those are kind of the 2 teams I'm really, really focused on for today. So I think that's it for stacks. Let's quickly look at some BVP plays on this slate. Starting off with James McCann. He's gone 4 for 13 with a home run versus J.A. Happ. Jose Iglesias 4 for 11 versus Happ, and Nick Castellanos 11 for 19 with a home run. Shane Robinson 5 for 13 versus Liriano, and Brett Garner 6 for 18 versus Liriano. Adam Duvall 5 for 17 home run versus Mike Montgomery. Daniel Murphy 9 for 22 versus Mike Fultonevich. Jose Altuve 4 for 14 with a home run versus Heaney. Marlon Gonzalez is 3 for 10 with a home run versus Heaney. Albert Pujols 10 for 36 with 2 home runs versus Justin Verlander. A.J. Pollock 3 for 15, 3 home runs versus Rich Hill. Paul Goldschmidt 6 for 15 with a home run versus Rich Hill. Kike Hernandez 5 for 21, 3 home runs versus Robbie Ray. Matt Kemp 6 for 14 with 2 home runs versus Robbie Ray. And lastly, Chris Taylor has gone 7 for 16 versus Robbie Ray. So that's it for BVP, guys. I think that's it for the stacks. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and hopefully it did help you. If you did enjoy the video, be sure before you get out of here, you click that like button. I would really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I am always reading the comment section. You can leave comments down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. If you do have a Twitter, feel free to give me a follow at the DFS_GOAT, so that way you can always stay in touch with me. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. And good luck tonight on this 8-game slate. Peace.